all this stuff like that. Whatever. The biggest surprise of this season is
T-Wolves over line.
Has to be the Wolves.
T-Wolves over line.
There was no way preseason to think that they would be the number 1 seed, let alone a top 4 playoff team. Like they are the best defense in the league. Cat's been playing well. Ant's like taking another step. Gobert's, regained form. Like we were talking about blowing them up because it was just clearly not a good fit last season. And in 3-4 months, they've been able to get everything together. And so like they're a legitimate threat to like get to the Western Conference Finals and get to the finals. Like it's them or nothing.
I think Zion adding all the weight back again was surprising because last year he came out skinny.
Not to me.
Maybe last year training camp came around. He got like cut and he was averaging 27, looking like a legit MVP candidate for 20 games before he got hurt. He came out this year like he didn't give a fuck, and it wasn't even now the fact that we're not even talking about the injuries. We're just like, does he give a fuck? That's like I thought the issue would be injury still. I thought we were past the whole weight thing, but he just completely regressed to where he was like 3 years ago when he came into training camp that one time injured, and we were like, who was this D lineman? Like he's fully back.
Pictures of skinny Zion are like I look at those in the summer and I treat them the same way that I see clips of Ben Simmons shooting jump shots. I just don't pay attention to it, right? Because I know come opening night, you're gonna be a different person. That person is not gonna be here.
But last year he was legit a superstar last year before he got hurt. Like that guy just isn't here this year. Like he's legit just worse in so many ways that are probably mostly related to his body and effort level. And I know he's had some comments about like I need to buy into the system here. So maybe there's some behind the scenes stuff where he's just not fucking with the program there, and there's maybe some personality clashes. Whatever it is, I thought he was going to continue to be a superstar and not regress to rookie Zion. So that's kind of weird.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know what NBA player with soda cans in his bathroom you wouldn't have to worry about. Like when I'm telling you,
that's
that
crazy.
was when I heard that, I was like, yeah, Zion got a problem. Soda cans? Cans?
Plural. Plural.
Oh no. When I heard that, kitchen. Listen, I'm the type of guy that when women get out there blasting your stuff, I typically don't say much. I'm like, okay, she's just exaggerating. There's no way Mariah Mills, the porn star, is just going, yeah, you got soda cans in your bathroom. She does not tap into the NBA enough to know that that's something like that's to your weight. That's just who you are. You're just soda cans in the bathroom. You're just that. That's crazy.
And it's the worst soda.
It's
the worst soda. It ain't even Sprite Zero.
He put the workout video up, and he's in the kitchen. I seen kitchen material in a workout video. I said, yeah, red flags everywhere this summer. He might be
gotta get on ginger ale. Yes, sir.
Oh man, this is
ginger ale's the goat soda.
You know what's fucked up? This wing place I ordered from today, the wings I was eating prior to, guess what they gave me today? It's just crazy. It's just crazy, bro. It's man.
How many grams of sugar is in that can?
Yeah, let's find out, bro. I promise you,
like 54, bro.
It'll pass, but I'm not a
I think it's in the 70s. No funny shit.
You said how many grams of what?
Sugar. 70, right?
Yeah, 60.
60? Okay. It took something out. I ain't gonna lie.
It took something out.
My two biggest surprises, first is the Dallas Mavericks. I don't know. When I watch it, it just feels like the Western Conference Finals team type of vibe from a couple years ago. I just get that vibe back, man. And Luka looks happy, He's playing out there again with these kids. I seen him last season. He looked like he didn't want to. I thought he was going back to Slovenia for real. Like he just did not look like he wanted to be out there. I don't know what that was. He looked like he was not having a good time. Yeah, but Derek Lively's been looking good, all that stuff like that. And then I should probably not use the word surprise for these guys, but I just thought, man, y'all should be better. But they've let so many teams just pass them, and they kind of went all in just a little bit. The Cavs, people just forgot. They did all that for Donovan Mitchell just to be like playing there and playing.
I named Darius Garland specifically. I would name him specifically because I think a year ago, or JB. But I would say the reason why I'm going Darius over JB is because I was wrong person on Darius Garland last year. I was like, all right, y'all got me. I wasn't watching Cavs games in 2018. You exposed me. I'm watching them now. Smoothest game in basketball. Cool. I'm watching the like a couple games this season. And keyword on a couple because I can't watch these games. I can't watch this. Like what is going on? What happened? I don't know. I hate to sound like did he just lose aura? Like what the fuck? I don't know, bro. I don't know. It looks like D Mitch is back in Utah, except fair enough, this team can run. And even then the bench players can't run. So it's like I don't know what
They can't shoot,
happened?
though.
They can't shoot.
Mitchell
at
Robinson
all.
happened.
I
That's
think.
What
I
happened?
think at
That's
this
what
point,
happened.
D. Mitch is the most non-mentioned trade asset in the league right now. I think low key the best player on the trade block is Donovan Mitchell because nobody thinks he's on the trade block. He about
especially
to get
after
out
today. Evan Mobley and Darius are both going to miss like a month and a half to 2 months. They're going to implode, and we're going to be getting into that news cycle real fast with D. Mitch. You're right.
Yeah, they're about to get way worse because of those two injuries. But that's what I'm talking about. Like we were talking about the Bulls and Zach LaVine and stuff like that at the beginning of the season, more the beginning of the season. Yo, the Cavs are like right there. Like I don't even know why.
500.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They are like,
To be fair, it's been a lot of injuries, so that's like
Yeah.
they haven't been able to like really get cohesion at all. And like when that starts as early as training camp, it's hard to recover from that unless you got like superstars that can carry the load. And as great as Donovan Mitchell is, with those injuries and guys being gone, they don't have a team that's like made for him to carry. Like I said, they don't have shooting. They don't have a DPOY Gobert in the middle because Evan Mobley was one of those guys that was injured too.
Yeah.
So it's just hard when you don't have a shooting foundation and your defenders are going in and out and your playmakers are going in and out because he keeps breaking his face every 5 seconds. Like it's just a lot to try to hold together at once.
All right, that's
I've never
cool.
seen a team
That's cool. I'm about to say, but that's cool. They're all healthy. Theoryland. They're all healthy. How many more spots up in the East do you think they are?
They're
I think
second
they're
Where
round.
they at
top
right now?
5 seed guaranteed.
They're
if
ninth.
they're healthy.
5 seed?
Top 5, probably 4.
5 is Indiana. They can get that high. They'll compete for 5 and 6.
Yeah.
I think the top
think-
4.
I
If
don't
Orlando's
think
going to
they
keep
go to
winning
4.
games,
But 5 and 6 for what they were supposed to be with D Mitch, that's
Yeah.
kind of
I don't think they get the 4. I think we're doing too much now because I ain't gonna lie. I think Joel Embiid, as special as Donovan Mitchell is, Joel Embiid will just drag you to wins in the regular season. It just is what it is. Don't overthink it. So I think and the teams in green got it. At that point, I would have to say that they will not only catch up to, but then surpass either Indiana or Orlando. Don't think that's happening. I give you that they can pass a team like the Knicks. This team has 2 duos that they need to get rid of. Now, whichever pair of point guard center you want to pack up, that's fine. But Evan Mobley to Allen ain't working, and Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell ain't working.
Yeah,
They
the
got a lot
Cavs-
of work to do.
I feel so sorry for Cavs fans because this is the first time that they've had success without someone named LeBron a part of their organization. And the second that they do, damn, you have just a bad playoff series. Okay, cool, face off against the Knicks, whatever. You know what I'm saying? After that, injuries on injuries on injuries during the early stages of the season. And on top of that, you're facing someone who doesn't put you in the right position every day, and you have to call him your head coach. So it's like you're cooked.
yeah, he better learn how to coach college teams. He's on his way out. He been ready for Syracuse.
Okay. Couple more. The
Allen for Levine DeMar. Oh
that
my
was crazy.
God,
The college
disgusting.
coach thing was crazy. But
Oh, one more. My bad. The 76ers surprised me. I think they're actually really good, and I've been calling them frauds the past like 2 years, especially Joel Embiid. I think they can actually make a run with this team. They're actually really good with Nick Nurse.
Yeah.
Okay. John Morant comes back. The Memphis Grizzlies win blank amount of games this season.
Oh, I was gonna say John Morant comes back. He reminds you that he's at worst the top 4-point guard in the league. People forget about him, but in terms of at worst,
4?
at worst 4. If you want to say a guy like Reese passed him or Fox, fine. But people forgot how great John Morant is. Not good. How great John Morant is.
Name the 4.
Because he hasn't played. Name the 4. What do you mean? Luka, Curry for sure. Then you can have a carousel between, if SGA counts.
Yeah.
You can have a carousel between SGA, Ja, Fox, and what's dude name?
Tyrese.
Tyrese. Yeah, it's literally a debate between them. But I think the only 2 that you 100% stamp you're trolling if you say Ja's better than is Luka and Curry. I think again, people just see him go away. People just see him go away and forgot how great, not good, great Ja Morant is. It's just ridiculous. But
I think SGA was better than Ja last year, so
that's fine. That's fine. But it wasn't a tier above him.
Yeah.
But in terms of the Grizzlies winning games, shit, they got 6. Fuck. Damn.
When Ja comes back for the rest of the year, assuming he like stays healthy and does all that, I think they win 31 extra games. So
how many games are there?
There's 59 games left at this point in the season. So like if you put 38 over that amount of time or 31 over that amount of time, it equates to like a 43 win pace.
I think they're better than that.
I think it's as serious as checking their schedule.
With John Morant on the team.
Yeah,
dude, they're gonna be good. They're not gonna be quite as good as like when they were at their peak, like 2 seed shit, because they don't have Steven Adams, don't have Brandon Clark, don't have Dylan Brooks, like they don't have that depth they once had. But I think that core of Bane, Ja, and Jaren Jackson is one of those cores like we talked about. I forget who we were talking about that they just win games in the regular season. Like that's just a formula that works night in, night out. They're gonna try harder than you. They're gonna produce more turnovers. They're gonna rebound. They're gonna have that point guard to drive the offense. Like that's a really high floor that I think they get more to like a 46, 47 win pace.
Yeah, I think with them, I think with them it's going to come down to it's going to be a real truth teller with John Morant because if he comes back because of how shitty that energy is with that team, because of the stench right now and how bad it is, if he really can come back and put them on a 43 win pace or even above that, okay, Ja really is that goddamn great. Like he really is. Yeah. But if he comes back and the missed dunks is nothing but guys going, he's just missing dunks. If he comes back and it's like, all right, he's putting up numbers, but he's looking like a 2017 Devin Booker where the numbers are there. Hey, you got 70 points. You still lost to Utah. That's when I'm going to have a real conversation. Like, all right, is Ja that great? Or was it just looking good? The energy around the team was different. You had dogs around you. Now you got Marcus Smart cussing the team out on the sideline. Anthony Edwards is going in the building saying, yo, it's never been this dead. If Ja can fix that, he might be everything that Sage is saying. He might be everything that everyone believed last year. But if he doesn't, he comes back, he look like Jordan Poole out there. Conversations will be had, and Reese will be at the beginning of those conversations.
That's fair. I think like in a regular season that they are better than a 43 win pace. But coming into the season middle, we'll see like how for somebody who can run up and down, we'll see what his conditioning is like whenever he first comes back. I think it's going to take time to acclimate. So that's why I think they're probably going to be closer to like 43, 40 win pace instead of the Ja Morant that we all know. Like it's going to take about 2-3 weeks to start feeling normal.
Yeah. And that's a good point you made about the vibes being so shit right now, because like you said, that's going to tell us a lot about Ja, because that's the opposite of what it was before. Before they had the best vibes in the league. They had a great coach who instilled a great program, and he could just be a part of that. It wasn't all relying on him. And now it's going to be fucking relying on him. So, like, he has to do some superstar stuff he's never done in the past. So I didn't even think about that. That's a good point. Maybe it will be closer to 43 for that reason.
Yeah, I think that I'll be fighting the good fight and looking like a Ja stan when I promise you I'm not a stan. I just hate when people have amnesia. But I think that they get around 38 more than they do 43 because – dog, I mean, y'all mentioned it. The injuries and the vibes different. Remember the takes a couple years ago where this team might be better without Ja Morant. Which, if that's not stupid, then okay, I don't know what we're talking about. But now it's like, nah, you're Superman. So go ahead, put the cape on. Let's get to work. And I think obviously he's not gonna hit the ground running. I'd be shocked if he did that. But over time he'll get it going. But I think this team, no shot is above a 9 seed. They've lost that many.
Yeah, for sure. And I kind of feel like he's built for that. Like everything we time to hear him talk, it seems like he like knows he fucked up and is ready to be Superman and like ready to put the team on his back. Like it seems like he's more motivated or not more motivated, but he seems like he's motivated for that and like isn't coming from like, look at Zion on the other hand, who's like you hear him talk and there's like no motivation in his voice. You don't feel confident in him at all. I do feel like we can rely on Ja to like really produce.
That aura is getting to you. That's what it is.
Ja definitely got dog to him. Ja got dog to him, and he has a chip on his shoulder, and I like it. Like it's the fact that I don't know if y'all seen the clip of him like during his first interview since everything happened. Literally they asked like, "Are you hearing those conversations of people saying Reese and Jalen are better than you?" And he's like, "Hey man, hats off to those guys." So he still got the edge to him, and you can see like, all right, man, y'all really think
Jalen Brunson, bro.
I got something to show y'all. My only question is, okay, the team is literally in the same spot mentally as the Wizards or Pistons. With your team like that, with you coming in there, are you a leader? Is that going to rub off on them? Is it going to make guys play harder? Or are you going to have guys sitting out there looking like Avi did looked in the preseason when Jordan Poole got 51? He's like, hey, bro, swing the ball. Because this isn't working. Are you going to have Marcus Smart like, all right, I'm not feeling it? Is Jaren Jackson going to get back to his regular self because of Ja's leadership? If the answer is yes, all right, man, Ja's that dude. If it's nothing but just highlight dunks and highlight miss dunks, Hey man, Reese is better. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say
I don't mind Reese being better. I think
De'Aaron Fox is better, at least right now.
I
No,
don't
Jalen
mind.
Brunson, we didn't have that conversation.
I don't mind Reese being better. Hell, I really don't mind if my take has to be so wrong and you have to kick him out the floor because Fox is better. My whole point is y'all say any half decent point guard is better than John Morant. And Souls was just shocked by it. People are saying Jalen Brunson is better than him right now. Like, all right, like
B Souls doesn't watch the Knicks though.
No. The only reason I was surprised, no cap, I just had a brain fart. I thought you said I thought it was referring to Jalen Duren. I'm like, what?
Jalen
That's such a
What the fuck? Nah.
But like that's what I'm saying.
Jalen who?
Like I just feel at this point, I'm not standing, bro. I really do not care. But I feel like any all-star guard that can average 20, everyone's saying is better than Ja, as if he isn't a all-star guard that can do the exact same thing but has significantly more talent. It's kind
man. When D'Lo's shot is going down, I don't know.
Oh my God.
A hot D'Lo, man, better than anybody.
But no, he play defense.
Sage, can I ask you, is Trey Young better than John Morant?
That's always been a debate ever since both of them were good. And right now I got Ja.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Trey Young passed him last year for sure.
He's better than him.
All right, now I got Ja.
The disrespect on Trey Young.
Trey Young
I
disrespected.
swear, boy.
To say Ja's
Dame or Ja?
Dame's supposed to be better, but he ain't proven
Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray. Okay, let's relax.
Listen, you'll be surprised how many people are trying to
bro.
Jamal Murray
Like,
I call it the Kyrie effect, man. It is sticky. It really is.
We need to start these Trey Young conversations while we're at it. Y'all taking Jalen Brunson or Trey Young?
That's it.
You know what I'm taking. Wait. Can we go back to his question? Can we go back to his question? He asked, I want to change my answer because he asked like who's the biggest fraud, and I actually do think that it's Trey Young. I think Trey Young has fooled a lot of people into making them think that he is like an elite shooter, that he's in the conversation with like Dame or Curry, that like he's like that level of stuff. And he's just not.
Let me stop you there. I think you interpreting those conversations is where it just gets screwed up. When everyone's talking about like the level of shooter he is, it's about the range, not like the numbers and how many times he goes. Even though that's what's important about shooting, we're just talking about things that what we see, how many people can do this, and he is in the same conversation of how many can do this on a consistent basis. That's not arguable or debatable whatsoever. Now, in terms of,
I'm sorry,
I'm just talking about overall.
I'm reading chat, not you.
I'm just talking about overall shooting. I think that I agree with you. I think that when it comes to like range, there are like a certain amount of people, and Trey Young is one of those people who has the range. When we talk about 3-point shooting overall, I think a lot of times, and listen, maybe I'm interpreting it wrong, but what I have seen and what I have heard about Trey Young is that you include.
Hey, you want to watch NBA games with your favorite NBA creators? Let's keep it a buck. We have this thing called Playback TV. Go into your mobile app and type in Playback TV, or go on your desktop and type in playback.tv/LKIAB.
You're talking about JF Kennedy era, bro. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm 23 years old.
Because I'm telling you, you don't want to miss out on this extra content. Only on Playback.tv.
Put everything into the 3-point shooting, and a lot of people associate the range with everything. And I think that because of that, he has tricked a lot of people into thinking that he is like a great 3-point shooter when he just isn't. He just isn't like a fantastic 3-point shooter from everywhere, right? For somebody who shoots as many threes as he does, I don't think that the results have been the same.
I think you're just having a 5-year-old conversation though. Like,
oh wow,
not even trying to be no for real though. Like that's something that was like draft conversations year 1, year 2, because they saw it in Oklahoma and stuff like that, and then they saw some kind of flashy stuff. But like people have been stopped having that conversation.
Who's the other count for him though? Right? Like who's the other name in terms of like legends? I've heard some like Steve Nash type stuff, right? If you don't want to like talk about like current players. Like, would you agree that Steve Nash has been a name that's been thrown around with Trey Young's name?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but even in the legend comparison, and mind you, I mean, there's terrible comparisons, and I hate the comparison game because people always do just nasty comparisons based off of like one thing. So, and that's why we're in this situation with Trey Young. He shot 2 40-foot jump shots made both of them. My God, this is Steph Curry. Like, but it's not. Like once you look at the other stuff that Steph Curry does, and you compare it against that, and that doesn't even scratch the surface on efficiency. Like this just not. But I think that talking point is just so old about Trey Young, and we're at like a new stage of interpreting what he is in, et cetera, to the point now where we're just like ultimately disrespecting Trey Young. And I got folks that are like, oh yeah, he's not even in top 10 point guard. Like in those conversations, like they're disrespecting him to the utmost degree.
I was joking when I saw him versus Jalen Brunson. I still give Trey credit compared to Jalen Brunson. But I came into the year more like you, where I was like,
look at this nigga Donovan.
I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying.
No, it's a conversation. But I came into the year like you
to have combos. Like
it is actually productive. He's arguing a productive thing.
Jalen Brunson is fantastic.
No, because I came into the year thinking that I was with you guys, like he's getting too much hate last year, and I was like, it's just one down year. It's a shooting slump. It'll be fine. It's year 2 of the shooting slump. At a certain point, you laughed earlier at the one efficient year comment. He literally has 1 year where he's more than league average efficiency overall. Literally, it's the only season 2 years ago. And I still think he's good despite being inefficient. But I think when you don't bring anything defensively and you're incredibly ball dominant and don't play off ball at all, and you're going to be this like Luka type role, people call it heliocentric, like the ball's in your hands all the time, you're leading the offense. You got to be an elite passer and you got to be efficient if you're going to be a volume shooter. And if he's not going to be a volume shooter, it's hard to justify giving him that much usage when he brings that much down defensively compared to the other guards who aren't total black holes.
Is Jalen Brunson efficient in this offense?
He's more efficient in any offense because
he is actually.
His style is just conducive to being good.
I ain't gonna lie. I think maybe I'm misinterpreting the stat. It's a little advanced for me, but I ain't gonna lie. Like, ain't he hit 60% true shooting like damn near 3 years straight?
No, he's 57 the past 2 years.
Well, yeah, he had 57 the past 2 years for sure.
He's a free throw merchant though. He's a free throw merchant.
No, he had 1 year where he was over 60.
Yeah, he was at 60 once. Let me pull it back up. Shit.
Trey Young just stopped being a free throw.
Yeah, he was at 60 once. He had 59 and a half in 2019, and then he's at 59 here. So I'm giving him 3 seasons. I was just confused by 1 season, but he's definitely at this moment in time less efficient than he was. I mean, it's statistically proven. I just think he gets a little too much shit because we're gonna argue like the same way Omar did with Aaron Gordon. It's a bonus in terms of who would you rather have to win. That's fine, but as a talent, not too much on Trey, y'all. Not too much on Trey.
I get that, right? If we are in Chris Brickley runs in the summer, give me Trey on my team.
Oh my God.
But if I want to win a championship, I don't want Trey Young to be my point guard.
It's a style of play thing. Like we talk a lot about like James Harden in the playoffs and how it's hard to win with that style of play. You can only win with that if it's like a Luka Doncic and they're hitting on everything to the highest degree. You know they're going to be a volume scorer that doesn't struggle with efficiency. You know their passing is going to be there. If Trey's not going to bring that consistently, it's hard to justify that style of play.
He's getting the jersey. I already know he's getting the signed Trey jersey because he wants to munch on camera.
I need to see Trey with the non-bottom 5, bottom 10 defense. That's what I want to see. I want to see Trey Young on a defense that isn't literally bottom 10.
He's on it. No. You have the ugly jersey too. That's terrible.
That's a terrible jersey. That jersey's trash.
You should keep that in the closet. Please don't bring that outside. That was a terrible era of Hawks jerseys.
Okay, if I start talking about the Knicks, I don't know. I'm only a bad guy. Jesus Christ. I hate that y'all doing like this.
Just give Trey a top 15 defense. That's all I want to see. I literally
because he's on it. It's impossible.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I said 15. I ain't gonna lie. There's no you get the best defenders around 2 through 4. 2 through 5. He's anchoring at 8. Cool. But give me top 15. I just want to see what happens. We saw that the Dame had a far run there. We've seen I cannot think of the other guy, but this is why a lot of people don't think Indiana's going far because Indiana, they can't guard nobody. I just want to see a competent defense around Trey before I finally rule him out.
Yeah, I think we're at the point where
let me chill.
That's crazy.
You scared me. I'm like, is he here? I'm gonna say year 8. Name I'm old.
But I think we're at the point to where like we're just realizing we have to accept who Trey is at this point. That 2020 run or whatever had everyone thinking like, yeah, he's probably going to be top 3 consistently every single year throughout the rest of his career. but with his efficiencies has been a real thing ever since he was in college. And there's only so much you can get away with, especially at the size that he is at. People say he's like 6'6'1". I feel like this goddamn, he's probably 5'11". You know what I'm saying? So there's only so much you can get away with that play style while also being in a dysfunctional organization that just makes your defense look 10 times worse than what it should be, you know? We've seen players like James Harden in the past, and in my opinion, that's his NBA, his real comparison. They do things slightly different. Of course, he's a lot bit smaller, but in terms of just like having the ball in your hands, heliocentric offense, and he has this special thing to where I only saw Harden, or I only saw he's the only people who I've ever seen replicate this, is like tricking the defense and making them think you're taking a floater. Meanwhile, you're really dumping it off in the air, so you have Clint Capella or X Center catch that. He is special when it comes to that, and that's why he's the Harden comparison, but he's just worse on all levels. Plus, he's smaller, so it's like you gotta accept it.
I think talent is great, but
Harden,
if there's
but
no
worse
impact to
than
match it for
everything.
years in a row, it really doesn't matter.
That's true.
Y'all are okay.